Hello there, everybody! Welcome to another Thursday chatting stream, but this time with 100% more Walter.
Oh,
Yes,
What
and we are Douglas, which may sound like Dickless, but that's not what it is. It's Douglas.
I'm just Doug in disguise, basically.
Oh, darn, Doug with a nice wig on, huh?
Doug, you upgraded?
You upgraded.
You look younger and have more hair. Not sure why you hate fun, but other than that, I'd say this is an upgrade.
I love fun. What are you talking about?
Oh, do you really, Walter?
I've always loved fun. I'm Doug.
Is that snowing there, Walter? Oh, it's the salt. Got it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nothing's here. That's my dandruff.
Ew.
Ew.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hi everyone. What a flavorful introduction we had today. Wow, Doug, your Walter impression is great. Hypergirl
I've
Jen.
been working on it for a long time. Yes.
I love it. Anyway, let's go over the rules here really quick because it looks like we've got this hype train already moving along. Is it level 2 already?
Why am I
Oh,
staring
God.
at Tamara? What happened to you?
I don't know why you're staring at Tamara because we are live not being Tamara, but
it's
you know.
okay. It must have booted me to a previous stream.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
was like looking at chat, and then it kept mentioning Tamara, and then I looked to my left, and there's Tamara, and I'm like, what happened here?
but
Bait and
yes.
switch.
Thank you all so much for the hype train, but we're going to start moving along because we got some questions for our dynamic duo today going on. First and foremost, we're going to give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. So we're going to give priority to that. If we have time at the end, we will look at highlighted questions. But highlighting a question does not guarantee that we are going to see it or answer it. Sorry, we're just giving the priority to the bit messages. Please don't spam the chat with the same question or comment over and over again. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to keep doing it after you've been warned. That also kind of applies with some of the bit messages. Obviously, we have been live for, 7 minutes now and haven't answered one of the questions yet. Do not worry, I have a list. We will get to your question. No need to continuously ask the same question over and over again. I'm sorry, I just was really amused by chat. Blake the Nothing says, guys, Doug quit. Walter's the new nostalgia critic.
Finally.
What?
How did you figure it out? Shoot.
Oh, no. The ruse is over.
The Heather ruse. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. That's not a true statement, by the way. That was a joke. Please don't clip this out of
Somebody clip
context.
it. It's over.
Someone's right before we know it. It's going to be on Reddit all over the place. Walter's the new nostalgia critic.
That would be the worst
Walter,
thing
the review
possible.
must go on.
Oh, I could just see the hate. And what if we just didn't acknowledge it and I just tried to act
Hey,
Walter
it's
shave
gonna
head
be
when.
this video now.
I'll grow my facial hair back and everything will be just fine.
Also, please, no spoilers. It is still only been a couple of weeks since something like Shang-Chi came out or What If, so please no spoilers in the chat or in your questions because people haven't always had a chance to see everything yet. And finally, please keep your questions short and concise. If it's long, we tend to lose it, like what the question actually is, and also I'll read it really fast, and then no one's probably going to quite understand what's going on. So just keep it short and to the point, and we can answer what you so desired answering. So I think then we're ready to jump right into it. Oh, I just got that alert. I have not heard in a little while,
Let's
so I was like,
dive
oh,
head
here we
first
go.
into this empty pool.
Sparkle, exactly. All right, let's get started. D-Town, thank you so much for the 50 bits. What is the best Spider-Man movie ever made for you?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't, before that, I would probably say Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. But
Yeah.
Into the
I kn-
Spider-Verse.
I never got the love for that Spider-Man 2. I've tried rewatching it over and I never understood why people love that movie so much. I love the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man film. I'd say
hating fun? Was that?
no, there's no fun hating here. Raindrops are falling on your head. It's very cool to watch an ambulance go by and eat a hot dog. It's funny, haha. But Homecoming, I'd say, is the best live action one for me.
Oh, see, I might agree. It's between Homecoming and Spider-Man 2, but Into the Spider-Verse
like,
in
no,
general.
Homecoming's very close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Cool. Titaniac, thank you for the 100 bits. Shang-Chi, thoughts? Have either of you seen it yet?
Yeah, I really, really liked it.
I really enjoyed the heck out of it. Ah, come on, Rob! It's really good.
I know, I gotta go. I'd say I'm waiting for
worth
it to hit the dollar cinema, but the dollar cinema near me closed. So.
Oh, that's a sad, sad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying this consistently. I think it's one of the best origin stories that Marvel has put out. So it's
A lot
really
of people
good.
love it, so I really do want to see it. I'm not avoiding it because I think it's not going to be good.
It's definitely worth seeing in the theaters too, if you can do it safely.
Yeah, 100%. In the theaters is, I think, where that movie plays best. I mean, like, everything about the lore and background of it all, like, it really works very well. Yeah, and all the effects, I mean, everyone's kind of over the big screen effects at this point, but I mean, we've seen in the trailers, there's a certain entity that pops up, a mythical entity, and it's awesome to see that entity on the big screen. I guess I don't want to spoil exactly what it is. What?
MODOK.
MODOK, yes.
Taylor
Sorry, spoilers for MODOK.
Taylor Matai, thank you for the 100 bits. If you guys were film school teachers, what movies would you show to your students and why?
Wow, that's
chairman of the board. How not to do a comedy. No, I mean, I would have a lot of the classics in there, like Citizen Kane. If I had some odd ones out that I'm just examples of perfectly directed movies that don't have to be like, oh, your standard 1940s 50s classics. I think Ghostbusters is a perfectly made film. Generally speaking, Back to the Future is a good one. Empire Strikes Back, Raiders, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is just one of the better screenplays to film transitions. I mean, the direction on that is flawless. So maybe some of those if I'm going for more mainstream.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if I would. Like a lot of the ones that I've saw going through film school were kind of must-sees. So I feel like no matter what, you're gonna kind of get like the basics, like Citizen Kane and a lot of Scorsese films and things like that. It would be cool to teach a class about small budget films that kind of blew up later, sort of like Blair Witch, even the first Rocky film, to tie in my favorite film, of course. Something like Clerks would be fun to teach about and just talk about how they made the film and sort of the background of it. Yeah. I mean, stuff like that would be something that I would go into more. Something where like practically you could make it. And we could make a film like that if we wanted to, but it's just never going to be predictable about what is going to connect when, But in terms of making it, yeah, those would be fun.
I would also do a class dedicated to Satoshi Kon because that dude was light years ahead of his time.
Mm-hmm.
And like the rest of the film world's still trying to catch up to some of his animated works. So I would totally do a class on him.
I'd probably show The Room as well. So.
Obviously.
Yes.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello to one and all on this glory of days where we see the master of disguise, Doug, use his skill to look like Walter. Nah, I'm kidding. How y'all doing?
We're good.
Good, thank you.
Good, pretty good.
Sailor Aaron, thank you so much for that 8-month subscription. Welcome back. Hello there, you awesome duo of Heather and Rob, and Walter's here too, and the rest of chat. How y'all doing tonight? Also, 8-month anniversary for me. Woohoo! You almost have a sub baby, Sailor Aaron.
Yeah.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, 2 things. 1, have you seen Shang-Chi? Which you said you haven't. And 2, have you seen the Hawkeye trailer?
I did. Like, I'm not even a Hawkeye guy, at least not the way they did him in the movies here, but I was just kind of like, all right, I'm game. This looks nice and fun and dumb. So yeah, I always need something a little screwed up around Christmas, and there's only so many times I can watch Batman Returns, so
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm not 100% sold, so I don't know.
I like it. I like that trailer actually quite a bit. Hopefully, I mean, everyone kind of considers Hawkeye, I don't want to say a lame character, but kind of. A lot of people don't like him compared to the other Avengers, and this is kind of just treating it all like a comedy anyway, which seems like it might be the right way to go. And everyone's going to be endeared to Hawkeye after this series.
Mr. This Charming Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Commercials you should check out. The Go Compare commercials. The guy singing in them got so annoying that they made commercials where celebrities went to great lengths to shut him up. Stephen Hawking even generated a black hole to sick him into.
Nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, hope you've been doing good today because I'm unfortunately about to ruin it. R.I.P. Norm Macdonald.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one cuts deep. I texted Doug about it, and because I for years had been talking about what a genius Norm Macdonald is, and Doug always hated him. He's like, he wasn't funny. He wasn't funny on Weekend Update and this and that, and like I don't know what happened, but after years of this, Doug started coming around about 5 years ago, and he's like, I've been watching lately. He's actually really funny. I'm like, who? Norm Macdonald. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I've been telling you that for like 2 decades. And so I texted him, and he goes, no, just when I started appreciating his humor. So yeah, no, it's a big loss for comedy.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 200 bits. Hello, Heather the Wise. Hello, Rob the Bearded Man. And hello, Butler. Walter. Haha. It was 2 separate things. I think it auto-corrected to Butler, and then they sent a second one that was like 100 bits. Wait, I mean Walter.
From now on, I think that's fine.
Butler.
That's a new one.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 70 bits. I have an idea for a commercial you should check out. 3 words. Puppy Monkey Baby. Why does that sound familiar? What is that a commercial for?
That does sound familiar.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Wasn't that like I do remember this, and it was like a terrifying thing. I don't think anyone...
Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was horrifying.
It was a meme.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that was horrifying. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Have any of you seen the new Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog movie yet?
I have not.
No, I didn't watch Courage the Cowardly Dog when it was on. Doug's had to because he does Dark Toons, but I never did. So, yeah, I can't help you out there. I have nothing against it, just never saw it.
I like both of those things. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, Courage was a very original, sort of unique thing back in the day. It was just the whole concept and how that show played out was really different. That was a part of the cartoon era where they were just doing stuff like Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab, and Courage was a big part of that too.
Yeah. Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Best sequel, Wreck-It Ralph 2 or Frozen 2?
Oh, Frozen 2. Wreck-It Ralph 2 I couldn't stand. Frozen 2 at least was like somewhat watchable.
Frozen 2 like kind of grew on me after I first saw it. I thought they had such a great concept, and I know they're kind of, I don't know if they're ripping off Avatar exactly, but the elements and all that stuff, like I felt like they could have done a lot more with that. I don't know. I thought Wreck-It Ralph 2 was all right. I guess I'd go with that one. It's okay. Both of them are okay.
Flame Reaper Man, thank you for the 50 bits. So I attempted to ask this question last week, but I was new to Twitch, so I didn't really understand how things worked, and my question wasn't read, but now I have a better understanding of how things work and wanted to ask properly. I wanted to ask you guys to take a look at an amazing animated series called Infinity Train. It's an amazing show that I guarantee you absolutely will love. You watch the pilot online if you're interested.
I've seen the pilot. I haven't seen the rest of it. I did enjoy the pilot. I don't know if Doug's seen the whole thing. I think he saw the pilot too, so... one of these days I'll get to checking it out. But yeah, no, I've heard good things. I enjoyed what I saw with the first episode.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Some people have suggested it to me, but I've not seen it yet.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. In case if Doug is back this week, I want to ask him if he can do a Nostalgia Critic review of A Kid in Aladdin's Palace, the sequel to Disney's A Kid in King Arthur's Court, which he had previously reviewed 11 years ago, but unlike the first movie.
Oh, man. I did enjoy the Kid in King Arthur's Court one. Like, that made for a good review. I'll tell him about it. I didn't realize there was a sequel, so I'll bring that up. We might want to. That would be a fun, that would be a nostalgia critic.
Mm.
Going back to our nostalgia as the critic. Anyway,
several layers. I kind of grew up with that movie, the first one. So I don't know if it's, I mean, probably not great now, but I remember watching it a few times as a kid and liking it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Let's boogie. That's all I remember.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Rob, let's get this question out of the way for the third time today. Have you seen Shang-Chi?
No. No, and I'm not going to now. Y'all have asked too much. I've now decided against it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact about Dark Phoenix. There were 2 drafts that had different villains. The first one actually did see the return of the Hellfire Club, which characters like Selene and Harry Leland as the leaders. They then cut it because they wanted to focus on Jean's character, whatever that means. The other plan was to use the Skrulls as the evil alien race, but Captain Marvel was using them and they weren't allowed. Not that they were used properly in that movie either.
I wanted the Hellfire. Like, that was one thing I loved about the comic, and I'm just like, when Doug told me that wasn't going to happen, I was like, fuck off with this. Like, so it wouldn't have saved the movie, but it would have given me something at least. Like, it would have made the blur slightly more interesting.
Flame Reaper Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Also currently recovering from appendix surgery, so could use some encouragement. Well, heal fast, Flame Reaper Man.
Oh,
That
yeah,
stinks.
I had that. Mine burst during surgery, so
Oh, geez.
yeah, no, it's a sucky thing to go through. So, like, you have all of our encouragement. I'm sure you will be fine.
Jockscab, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Rob and Heather plus Walter. I had to top up on my bits, so I missed Q&A stream, so I have some more than I usually give. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Titaniac, thank you for the 100 bits. Where is Doug now? What is he doing? Is he having fun? And will he be back next week? That is all classified information.
Yep.
He will be back next week.
We
but
will
not
wheel
tomorrow.
Doug out when we feel it is necessary.
Yeah.
Until then, all secrets are ours.
But yes, he will be back next week, but like I was saying, not tomorrow. There's no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow night. There's no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow night. Have I mentioned yet? There is no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow night. Doug is
He's
off in
on
redacted.
extended vacation. In hell.
Oh, got him.
Whoa.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What Marvel characters should Insomniac make a game for next? I want to see what they can do with Iron Man. Ooh, I would have said
Squirrel Girl.
Wolverine.
The answer is always Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl! Oh, that'd be fun. That would actually be really fun. My answer, like I said, would have been Wolverine, but now they're making a Wolverine game, so woo! Maybe another X-Men character, or just like an X-Men game. Because that'd be really interesting to use their powers in a different and fun way.
Loki game would be fun.
Oh, ooh, yeah, that would be interesting.
That might be too low key for them, though.
Oh, wow. Wow. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If you could bring one character from Doom Patrol to be a part of the DCEU movies with the same actor, who would you want to see?
Oh, Brendan Fraser. I would love to pick any of the other ones, but I'm like, he's just the funniest to me.
Yeah, Robot Man. I think I would agree, actually.
I've not yet seen the show, but I'd probably still go with Brendan Fraser.
You need to see that show.
I know, I've heard.
Matthew Paul, thank you for the 50 bits. Since Walter is here now, how is this year's Twilight Tober Zone coming along? Any particular episodes you really look forward to talking about?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. So we're doing Eye of the Beholder this year, which is a huge one. Like a lot of people know about that episode, even if they're not super familiar with the Twilight Zone. So that's like a over 10-minute episode. Usually these are bite-sized, like 5 minutes. This is like double that. So I'm excited to talk about that one. There's a lot on the list that I'm looking forward to. Nervous Man in a $4 Room. Not a lot of people talk about that one. That's another great one we get to cover this year. The special segments I'm really excited to put together. I already have Malcolm's done because he didn't get to have one last year. So I'm looking forward for you guys to seeing the special segments we got going on. There's a connective theme that I think if you're a long-term Channel Awesome watcher, you may recognize. So it's going to be cool.
Yep.
And that's all we'll say for now.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What are all of your thoughts about Let There Be Carnage apparently only being an hour and a half?
Oh, thank Christ.
I didn't know that.
I've been saying films are too long for years now. Like, I don't know when that started, if that was Lord of the Rings. And no, it started before that, because I feel like some of those, like, Armageddon and some of those other ones, I'm like, they just go on forever. And I'm just like, a tight 90 minutes can be really, really entertaining.
Right. I mean, if they're gonna go all wacky crazy with Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy and already Tom Hardy's nuts as Venom and Eddie Brock, I mean, yeah, that 90 minutes sounds about right. If it's just a nonstop crazy
I
ride.
wish they had cut stuff out of the original one, because
Yeah,
I just liked watching Tom Hardy be nuts. Like, that
right.
was the best part of that movie. I was like, man, if it was just that, this
Mhm.
would be way better.
Yeah, I agree.
Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Finally, I'm able to ask Walter a question. I work every Saturday morning, so I can't make it to Awesome Comics. First
Aw.
question for you. You still going strong on Schwarzenegger?
I'm not exactly sure what that means, but yeah, I like Schwarzenegger.
You and Arnie, you have a thing going?
Yeah, we have a thing going on. Take on his accent. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yeah. What's the actor who did an impression? Will Sasso. You guys know Will Sasso? His impression of Arnold is freaking hilarious.
Tutti Frutti, thank you for the $1. Super appreciate that. Will Doug review Home Alone 5 this December?
There's a Home Alone 5?
Don't quote me on this. I think we're gonna get around to that. So I think we were discussing a whole bunch of things a few weeks ago, and I think, I don't know if it's this year, but we're definitely, I think, gonna get around to it, because we've done so many of the other ones. So
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. In honor of the recently late Norm Macdonald, what is your favorite routine and or movie role of his?
favorite movie was like Dirty Work.
Mm.
Favorite routine? I mean, so many of them aren't really routines. It's just the way he would destroy any interview.
Yeah.
The one for what's her face, who was in Chairman of the Board and Melrose Place. That's one of my favorites. And she just came out with a great tweet recently where she said, yeah, no, people think that I was like angry about that. She's like, I didn't really I knew Chairman of the Board was going to suck. I didn't want to talk about it. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say. And Norm Macdonald saved me by doing that whole bit. And
Yeah.
she was a good sport and said it was really funny. But what was the line? He's like,
Chairman
what
of
are
the
they going
board,
to call
so
it? It's like, well, if Carrot Top's in it, I got a name for it. Box office poison.
Right.
So,
yeah, I saw that clip. That was on Conan. I would say like any of his appearances on Conan were freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Conan was like really good friends with him, and they would bounce off each other really well. It was great.
The Bob roast, or the Bob Saget roast, where it was just all like G-rated 1940s jokes, and like only like 5 people got it. Most of the audience was having none of it, and he just committed to it the entire time.
Right.
Yeah. Any of those, and the moth joke. The moth joke is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey everyone, Walter, since you're here, this question is for you. Since you're such a fan of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, are you ever going to do a what if Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 happened for Fanscription?
Yes.
That's
I am
it.
doing that.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, I did a what if on Spider-Man 3 and took Venom out of it and reworked that one, and people like that one a lot. And I've been saying I'm going to make a sequel to that for the 4th one and incorporate what Sam Raimi was going to do. It's supposed to involve like the Vulture and stuff. So yeah, I'm doing that maybe later this year. So stay tuned. A lot of Spider-Man stuff going on with Fanscription these next couple months.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I think my worries were correct about Dear Evan Hansen, but at least everybody's talking about Jamie is coming out tomorrow. I don't know if I'm aware of everybody's talking about Jamie. But I did hear that Evan Hansen is not getting great reviews, which is unfortunate because the musical is not bad. It's not wonderful, but it's pretty good. Are you guys aware of everybody's talking about Jamie? I don't know if maybe I just missed something. No.
No, I don't know.
I am not.
All right.
Oh, wait. No.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm not a zombie fan like other people. I like vampires and werewolves personally, but I actually would be down for Heather's Disney Ceased video. Can we actually make this happen?
Yeah.
During
I
Awesome
would love.
Comics, I jokingly, because we were talking about what if scenarios, and jokingly during Awesome Comics, I said, well, what if Disney zombies, but it's just all of their parents, like all the dead parents.
All the dead parents. Isn't that a good idea, Rob? Isn't that a
And it
good
was
idea?
Disney ceased. Was that what you
Yes.
were calling it?
Yes.
Disney.
I feel like if we try to do that though, we're gonna get a Disney cease and desist. So
Oh, you're not wrong.
Well, you could watch it on the dark web then. We'll make it the dark web.
dark web.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So Walter hates fun in Spider-Man 2? Blasphemy.
Oh no, I don't hate Spider-Man 2. I just don't get why everyone loves it so much. That's all.
That would be a great title though for a Spider-Man movie. Dark web.
Oh, dark web, man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man dark web.
Sorry, I'm still on that.
That's a good idea. I feel like that'd be an animated movie.
Yeah. Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Because Walter is here, I have a great idea for a fanscription. That's my boy. What if Adam Sandler's character impregnated a girl classmate as a kid instead of his teacher? Also, I forgot to mention that Disney had no involvement in A Kid in Aladdin's Palace.
I'll let you take that one, Walter.
That's a very unique idea. I don't know. I don't think we've ever done a comedy movie on fanscription, have we?
No, comedies are hard to do because then you have to like write comedic scenes, and then it just makes you look like an unfunny asshole. So
we get to cherry pick the scenes. That's what's great about fanscription.
Yeah,
we get to cherry pick the good scenes, and everyone's like, "What a great idea!" Like, I know. It's almost like I didn't write the whole thing.
If we were good at comedy, what are we doing this? So.
Sailor Aaron.
Make a Happy Gilmore sequel. That's the only fanscription comedy I do.
Yeah, I do love me some Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello to Heavenly Heather, Rob the Righteous, and the wonderful Walter. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So what is your favorite movie moment of all time? Past or present / modern movie moments?
Movie moment.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, the end game portals part is definitely up there. I mean, seeing that with the crowd.
That is pretty badass.
I know it's kind of a standard answer, but I mean, like, just when you see the crowd reactions when people are recording on their phones or whatever, it was a great moment. I love that.
It was.
Even with the hammer with Captain America and stuff was great too. I don't know. There's a lot of like movie moments, just like one moment.
You can't narrow it down to one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah.
I think the first Back to the Future, when Marty goes back, basically everything from Johnny Be Good to the end is one of my favorite movie moments.
It's a really solid scene.
That's fair.
I think if we're doing it that way, like Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, that's a big moment.
Like that whole before Lucas fucked it up and he needed to show like Vader hopping on a shuttle and breaking the scene apart, but the original one, like just the last 20 minutes of that movie is just fucking perfect. And then Han's statement, Leia and Han, I love you, I know. Mm-hmm. Like it's just perfect.
Right. I would say also Rocky 2 when he's running like in the montage with all the kids behind him. That big sweeping shot where they move back and all those kids, that's one of my favorite moments for sure.
I love it. If we're going for the greatest film of all time, I love the scene in Citizen Kane where he's at the top of the stairs and just shouting, "I'm Charles Foster Kane!" Like that's my favorite scene in that movie. So,
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. And I tried to tell you this in chat in a little bit too. It just says previous comment. I'm sorry. I literally was trying to scroll up and back while these guys were talking. And I can't find it. It's already gone because this was 23 minutes ago. I'm really sorry. Please include the bit messages with the bits with the message. I'm sorry. Talking of Carl.
Hold on, really quickly. Big Back said, "My friends, you bow to no one." That scene is perfect, and also the charge in that movie, the charge of the Rohirrim. That's also perfect. Sorry, I gotta say, Return of the King.
Yeah.
Oh.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I have some suggestions for the plots of Disney Ceased. Quasimodo, Aladdin, Elsa, and Hercules have to be the primary heroes because of the apocalypse. The beast reverted back to his selfish ways, and he and Belle are locked in the castle. Damn everyone else. Elsa freezes Anna after she gets bitten, hoping to find a cure. And the witch from Tangled has a hero moment, saving Rapunzel and survivors with magic. Before dying, she screams, "Glorious purpose!"
I hope you were typing all that.
Yeah. Heather, legit, man. Like, that would be so fun to do. I'm just saying, if you ever wanted to, like, at least help put it together, I'd be totally down for a Disney Ceased episode of Fanscription.
I'll think about it. God, y'all are really pressuring me here, aren't you?
It's such a great idea.
Peer pressure.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. So apparently the Dear Evan Hansen movie is really bad. Universal is 0 for 3 in movie musicals, Mamma Mia 2 and Cats. And they have the Wicked movie. How do we save Wicked from Universal?
Yeah.
P.S. I need Doug's review if it's really that bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wicked's so cool. I love seeing Wicked in the theater, but
I think the Wicked movie I might have some hope for because it's being done by the same director and cinematographer as Crazy Rich Asians. Oh, and In the Heights. That's right. John Manchu also did In the Heights. So, like, I liked both of those, and they had some really great cinematography. So, like, I've got a little bit of hope for Wicked because that's who's supposed to direct it.
it's a good enough story where you could get a movie out of it, where it's not just a cute musical that you would see in like a performance theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make it more like Return to Oz, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Second question for Walter. Are you reading the Batman 89 comic? And if so, what do you think? In my opinion, I like how the comic feels very 90s. However, it's missing that much-needed Burton aesthetic.
I have not read it yet. I'm trying to wait until it comes out on trade paperback, and so I could read it all as like a movie as it's supposed to be. So I'm kind of trying to avoid spoilers on that. I've seen the art because I follow the artist on Twitter, and it looks so good. Like, the art in it looks amazing.
He only watches Lord of the Rings as one giant supercut too, so it's all together as it was meant to be.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm waiting on it, but I will read it, and I'll probably talk about it on Awesome Comics and stuff because I've been looking forward to that for a really long time. It's like a no-brainer idea. I don't know why they didn't do years ago.
I know it, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Shang-Chi is in my top 5 Marvel movies, but I'm going to be honest, I'm scared about Eternals.
Eternals looks like Inhumans. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
And I'm a little scared for it too.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who do you think gave the best and worst performance in Shang-Chi?
Best and worst.
I really liked Awkwafina. I don't know if that's controversial, but I really like Awkwafina.
I love Awkwafina, particularly when I go on a run and I'm all sweaty. I just down some Awkwafina and it's great.
Oh, wow.
Today's stream brought to you by Awkwafina, purified water.
It's not.
I would say, Awkwafina, I wasn't like too aware of her work until The Farewell, which is kind of an underrated movie not a lot of people have been talking about since it came out. But that she's great in the dramatic scenes and in her naturally kind of comedic state. So I would suggest that one if you're a fan of Awkwafina and have not seen that movie. But I thought she was good in Shang-Chi too. Or Shang-Chi, sorry. I don't know, like best and worst performance. Everyone, like, no one was like a standout, whoa, amazing performance, but everyone was like really good in it, I thought. So I didn't think there was like a worst performance. I think I don't know the names of the actors, but the guy who plays basically the Mandarin, even though they don't really call him the Mandarin, he's great. I know that he's a big actor from before, but yeah, I don't know if anyone's like, you know what? I'll take that back. My favorite performance is a spoiler, and I can't talk about it.
All right, is it Trevor?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't think that. Well, like, I don't think his name is a spoiler, is it?
Kind of, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, I think you know what I'm talking about, Heather. Yeah.
Jockscab, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on Insomniac announcing Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine? I am hyped as hell. Let's heckin' go. I talked about it for quite a bit on Awesome Comics, but yeah, Spider-Man 2 looks awesome. Wolverine looks awesome. I'm really excited. It's just a little unfortunate that they're all 2023, but you know what? I'll wait. I'll wait. Give me another good Spider-Man game. Love it.
Still got to play that first one.
I
It's
don't
so
I don't
great.
play video games because that's how the government gets you.
Oh, great. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Walter and Rob, you really should consider doing a fanscription what if video about nostalgia critic stories. Like, what if Deadpool killed Jim in the NC universe? What if Agent Smuck beat Doug? What if the NC crew actually took sides in the MCU Civil War and fought each other? What if Heather became a dictator after Jared Leto Joker tricked her into killing her husband, like in Justice Superman?
This is great. This is the next era of fanscription. When we run out of ideas for movies, we're gonna start going introverted.
Our stories aren't worth it. Let's be honest here. What if we don't?
What if we did? What if the title's just "What if we didn't?" And then it's just
Yeah,
a
what
minute
if
black
we
screen.
then it ends there. That'll be like our April Fool's video.
Right.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Thursday, everyone. Walter, what's your favorite character that you've played on NC and why?
Oh. It's hard to beat, Snyder, and even the Joker was a lot of fun to do.
Snyder's so good too.
Snyder's
it always
fun.
makes me laugh.
Just to talk like that, and it's not even like there's barely any commentary about the guy. It's just talking like that is fun.
It's that unbridled enthusiasm. Come on, guys.
Oh, you should play him next time. That'd be hilarious. I'll be the chart guy. That'll be an easy one.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's Snyder, and the Joaquin Phoenix Joker was a lot of fun too.
Tutti Frutti, thank you for the 100 bits. What would you think of a new Austin Powers movie if it were to be made?
Haven't they been trying to do that for a while now?
I think we're kind of done. I mean, I love the first movie. I will defend the first movie. I think it's very funny. 2 was only just, it's all right. And then 3 just sucked. So I was like, I feel like it got played out.
Michael Caine was funny in the third one.
Okay.
Michael Caine. The Dutch. Yeah.
I bloody Dutch.
I mean, like, I think they had like Beyonce in the third one and stuff. I mean, like, it became a pretty big series. Like, they're very popular movies. Yeah, I don't know. I know they've been trying to make another one for a while. It's just like, what else can you do? Would you make like new James Bond references? Would it be parodies of like Daniel Craig's movies, or like, I don't know what else you could really do. I think like the 60 Spy thing was parodied pretty well in those films.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob and Walter, did you guys agree or disagree with any of Doug's opinions in his newest Top 11 video? I personally disagreed about Mitchell's versus the Machines. I adore that very well-crafted film.
All of his opinions are garbage, so... No, so he rushed out, basically, like, we got ahead because he went on vacation, so he did that one alone. But he told me the ones he was picking ahead of time. I think The Illusionist, was the one. I won't give away, there is a quote-unquote twist, but I kind of would have preferred that one being a little more vague. And there's a couple final shots. Like, I was thinking what you were seeing may have been through a character's certain point of view, which I thought was a way more interesting way to end it. And then the movie kind of is just like cements is like, nope, not in their head. This really happened. XYZ happened. And so we kind of disagreed on that. I would have preferred it stayed with that, whereas he liked the final kind of shot in the movie. So.
Yeah, I did watch it, but I'm struggling to remember what was even in that video.
That's really a typical reaction to Doug. Let's be honest.
Right, but there was nothing that I saw that I was like, nah. So, I mean, I don't think I disagreed with anything.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your favorite NC roles that you played? Well, Walter just said
it.
Rob?
I'll add Michael Caine into it because it is fun.
Michael Caine!
Michael Caine.
Ralph
Laughing
Bakshi.
Doug. I did.
My favorite.
I love
the Ralph
playing
Bakshi character doesn't get old, honestly.
No, truly it doesn't.
I love him so much.
Wink. Oh, I just read that. Anu, thank you for the 60 bits. Saw the new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, which is not made by Kevin Smith, which in my opinion is way better since it's not Kevin Smith who made it.
There's a new thing on it, right?
Yeah, there's another one.
Was it the kid one that we mentioned?
Yeah, I think this was the one more aimed at kids, which apparently pissed some people off, and I'm just like, what the hell was the original then? Um,
I like that Kevin Smith one, man.
I did
I
too.
enjoyed that quite a bit. So
I just don't care. I just
I don't care.
He-Man, like I have no. If people want to keep watching He-Man, that's fine. I'm not judging. It was something to me that I watched when I was a kid, and I've had just very little interest as an adult, unless it's just chock full of Skeletor. So, and when Doug told me what happens in the new one that Kevin Smith did, I'm like out.
It's
So,
really
I
good
like it
though.
Yeah, I like that show quite a bit. I mean,
Mhm.
they're going to
I'm
be
just in it
putting
for
the second half
Skeletor.
of the
That's it.
season. Well, I mean, the second half of the season may or may not have a lot of Skeletor in it. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to wrapping that show up, or at least that season.
Yeah. Hypergirl Jen, thank you for the 50 bits. On the subject of commercials, what is your favorite and or the most annoying Geico commercial?
Oh, Geico commercial.
Geico?
I am probably
Uh,
going to say the camel hump day one because my dad
Oh.
Yeah, that was
loved
pretty
it.
bad.
And then every Wednesday, my dad would be like, hump day for like literally 5 years.
Yeah.
Were they the ones that did the talking pig? Was that them?
Yes. The one that
Yeah, so the first one was kind of cute, and then the talking pig got really old. I was kind of done with that. Geico, they're also the gecko, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
What
the
is
Gecko
that
commercials,
gecko's
yeah.
obsession with English muffins with nooks and crannies and butter and some nice jam? He's always talking about jam on toast or an English muffin. What is up with that? Is somebody is that their fetish as they're writing it? They're just like, oh, just the jam on the bread. Oh, it just turns me on.
Oh
Like
my God.
they like brought it back because I always remember that was in a couple commercials, and then like they like years later it showed up again. I was like, there it is with the jam again. I don't know. It's
Hypergirl
I
Jen
don't know. It's
says
unsavory. I don't like it.
Hypergirl Jen says because he's English and English love English muffins, apparently.
Oh. Is he English?
Up
Do
next-
they call them English muffins? Don't they have their own name? Like,
Hypergirl
I
Jen
would
kept
say-
going. Up next on the NC commercial special, the Geico fucks an English muffin.
Whoa.
I don't call hot dogs American hot dogs. Like, we're proud.
I mean-
this train's derailed faster than Amtrak.
So
So,
true.
sorry.
Geico commercial. I mean, like definitely the ones you're saying. Like the hump day thing got old. It did.
So
I mean, it was
fast.
funny for a while, but it got old. I would say honestly, the thing that annoys me most now is not even the Geico commercials. It's those freaking Liberty Mutual commercials.
Oh God.
I want to shoot myself. I want to.
It's always some jagoff standing in front of the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
and it just goes on forever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to watch my fucking YouTube
Right.
video.
It's the jingle. The jingle like haunts me
Yeah.
in my nightmares. I can't stand it.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Yeah, that exactly.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, are there any future new games that you and Doug want to play on Fridays? Also, are you guys going to play the Ninja Turtles game that recently came out for the Switch? Did it come out? I thought it was next year, 2022. I was literally just looking into it because Tamara and I are thinking about playing new games on Tuesday, and I was just looking into it, and I thought
Is
it
this
didn't
like
come out
like
yet.
the old arcade
It
style
is.
Ninja
It's based off the
Turtles?
1987 arcade game. It looks dope.
Fuck yeah.
that's fun.
It
When are
looks
we gonna
so
get one
good.
based off the original NES game? That was impossible.
So I thought it hadn't come out yet, but I will look at that because that has 4-person co-op and it looks awesome. I know a guy's
I might be in for that.
Yeah. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you hear about Dennis Villanueva's comment about Marvel? It's really hypocritical considering the fact that he's made Blade Runner 2049 and Dune remake.
What did he say?
I-
What did he say?
I'm
I wanna
honestly
see these
just
movies.
tired of this discourse. Like, Marvel movies are real movies. Y'all need to calm the fuck down.
What did he?
I have no idea. I didn't see it.
Said now. Well, if it's something derogatory, that's unfortunate. I do really like his movies, though. I love Blade Runner 2049. Love that movie.
Yeah, and I'm really
Yeah,
excited about
I
Dune.
like his movies. Here's the thing. When celebrities say stupid things, I just go in just assuming that anybody who directs a movie or does sorry, somebody's at the door. I just assume any celebrity is just kind of a dunce. So they say something dumb and just move on. It doesn't mean that the artwork they put out is necessarily terrible.
Right.
Mm.
Like the Nothing said, he said the solo movies are all the same.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not, especially with Shang-Chi is very different. I
Yeah.
disagree with that. But he's probably only seen like 3 of them. So
Right. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you considered doing a fanscription on what if Two-Face was the main villain of Dark Knight Rises?
yeah, I have thought about that. I don't know if I would do that anytime soon, but it was one that I wrote down like in the original like list of what ifs. That was one because
So he survives. Is that what they're saying?
yeah, if he survives and he's the main villain of the 3rd movie, I think that could be really cool because we didn't really get enough of him in Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
I was so confused. I thought he did survive.
Right.
Because nothing, like, I love the Dark Knight, but there are things that don't make sense. Batman falls off like 40 stories with.
Because he's got the armor on.
What's her face? Oh, so he has the armor. Meanwhile,
plank
like
broke his
Harvey
fall.
Dent falls literally 2 stories and he's dead. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I always thought like that it was a little bit rushed with Two-Face. I always thought they were setting him up for the next movie, and then they just kind of did everything at the end of it instead.
Still better than Batman Forever, though. So
It's true. It's true.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Biggest TV guilty pleasure? For me, it's Riverdale. That show is flaming trash, but I continue to watch it every week.
Do you guys remember the Joe Schmo show?
No.
The reality show about a guy who was on a reality show but didn't know that everyone around him were actors.
So it's
It was on
Truman
Spike
Show.
TV in the early 2000s.
Okay,
That
no.
was my guilty pleasure because it was on after like Monday Night Raw, and I would always watch it. And it was terrible, but I couldn't stop watching it. Call back to the
man.
Joe Schmo show, guys.
I used to watch like Cops and all those judge shows that were on during that phase of television programming. Those are my guilty pleasures.
Nice. Nice. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Did any of you watch the original Teen Titans series? I missed that show so much. Oh yeah, I loved Teen Titans.
Yeah, a handful of episodes, and the ones I saw were fine. Like, yeah, I thought it was a decent show. I never got to watch it really in depth though, but
It's really good, Rob.
oh, I agree. Like the handful I saw, I really enjoyed. So
Yeah, I've only seen like a few episodes as well. That wasn't really like when that was out, like Justice League Unlimited was out, and they were still doing a lot of DCAU stuff. So that's more what I was watching than Teen Titans. But I've heard nothing but great stuff about that show. So
I know, well, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Not gonna lie, I'm not a Courage the Cowardly Dog or Ed, and Eddie person. Billy and Mandy is where I'm at.
Billy and Mandy was good. See, like Cartoon Network around that time, I want to say from like 90, I want to maybe like mid to late 90s into like
Billy and Mandy was the one with death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
that was a good show.
Cartoon
I've seen a few episodes of that.
Yeah. Oh, there's like a 10-year span where Cartoon Network was putting out like the most original content. And it was pre-Adult Swim and everything, so they weren't like breaking the mold quite yet. But the stuff that they were doing was really original and different. And like I said earlier, with Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab, and Courage and Billy and Mandy, all that stuff was really different. It was like the alternative to Nickelodeon at that point, you know.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. For all 3 of you, have either of you played the Uncharted series? And if so, which is your favorite? I'm currently replaying the whole series because I can.
I haven't played them all myself, but I gave them as birthday gifts to my dad because he'll play video games occasionally. He really enjoyed them. I was getting a kick out of I think the one I saw the most of was it the 4th one? Whatever the final one was.
Thief's End?
Yeah,
that
was pretty good. I enjoy them. They're fun in that kind of Indiana Jones way.
I haven't played them yet, but I watched Tamara play through the whole series, and I just got the collection for my birthday last month. So I will be playing through that eventually on my personal channel, twitch.tv/HeatherRoos. Just saying. Gary Turbo. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I haven't played it, so I have nothing to add here.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Since I'm going back to college despite being a couple of years older than Heather, I turned 35 this weekend. What's your favorite college movies? I would say 22 Jump Street and How High. College movies.
Was it Undeclared? Was that the one that, like, I'm trying to think of the one that had Lewis Black as a college professor?
I'm gonna say Animal House. Or
yeah, I was gonna say it might be Animal House.
I also like Rodney Dangerfield in Back to School.
There you go. Oh, Rudy. Rudy's a good college movie.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, Rudy.
Oh, we're all thinking of comedies. Okay, yeah, I guess Rudy.
Well, it just said college movie, so.
Yeah.
Oh, The Social Network is a college movie. It's a really good movie.
That is a really good movie.
Yeah.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. The Straight Story is a film I relate to because during pre-COVID, I often would drive my power chair for miles instead of a ride service, and still do.
Cool.
Cool. I don't know if I've seen that one, so cool. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you ever review Underworld Evolution, considering the fact that you reviewed the first one?
Maybe? I don't know. I'd have to talk to Doug about that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Walter, I have to ask, what the hell is on the TV behind you? It looks like it's secretly plotting your demise.
So that is one of my favorite art pieces that our artist Anna has ever done for Fanscription. It was on our last one, What If Harley Quinn Was in the Dark Knight? So it's a part in the story where she kind of takes on the Joker makeup and everything and the costume. And I love it. It's like when Joker's hanging upside down, but it's Harley Quinn. And she did such a great job with it. It's one of my favorite pieces she's ever done. So it's up there now.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you guys review the Inception movie, and do you have any favorite scenes from Inception?
I love that whole movie. It's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie.
Would we ever review it? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'd have to talk to Doug. Favorite scene? I think the giant parade where there's all this stuff. Oh wait, that's Paprika. Never mind. I'm not sure.
What's your favorite scene, Walter? If you love the movie so much.
I mean, like, it's hard to beat that hallway scene that they built the entire thing to rotate, and how they shot that. The behind the scenes on it, it's really interesting with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the stunt guy that he's working with. That's great. Man, like, just like all the levels and like everything, like cutting back and forth, like all the moments in that movie, just like stick out to me. I just want to watch it again. I want to watch the whole thing.
The hallway scene was legit cool. I enjoyed the train too, going down the street. The
train, yeah,
folding
right.
the city. Like
Malcolm,
kid.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Malcolm.
Oh, cool.
Welcome. Hi.
2 minutes early if we were starting at 6.
Exactly. And that's what I thought was going to happen, was that we were starting at 6. But as much as we do the rollout with the schedule, the exclamation point schedule, for some reason my brain was just like 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. If it's not Friday Night Fighters, it's 6 o'clock.
You're only 58 minutes late, so it's okay.
Yeah, just, within the hour.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're here, Malcolm. Thanks for hanging with us. Malcolm's here now, everyone. You can ask Malcolm-centric questions, too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Lupin the Third, thank you for the 100 bits. Scooby-Doo has a crossover with almost everyone. If you could have Scooby-Doo meet anyone, who would you choose?
I want to meet Scooby-Doo.
That is the correct answer.
Malcolm does Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo meets Malcolm. That's who I want to meet.
That's it.
That's the answer.
I think it is.
I mean, that'd be great. Like, if Scooby were like a real thing. Well, I mean, it is a real thing in the sense of the show.
Great Danes are real, Malcolm.
That's
just
true.
name one Scooby and meet one.
That's true.
Record it and put it up as Malcolm Meets Scooby-Doo on YouTube and pop a big number.
Get some social commentary. Scooby-Doo meets Joseph Stalin, I think, would be an interesting.
Oh, God.
Oh, Scooby-Doo meets Indiana Jones. There we go.
Yeah,
Good adventure.
There you go.
Hypergirl Jed, thank you for the 50 bits. Another commercial comment. If it's not demonetizing, there's a weird PSA about reporting illegal, not safe for work stuff online, starring a teen boy's bedroom sock. Not graphic, but a wild concept.
What?
That sounds really gross.
Yeah.
That sounds uncomfortable, but also kind of perfect for that kind of thing then, because it's so uncomfortable.
Just a crispy cardboard sock.
Oh, God! Oh, Jesus! You had to add.
The sad part is it's just one of those tiny ankle socks. So
Jesus.
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
Thank
Is
you.
this what happens every Thursday on here?
I mean,
Yes.
sometimes
What
Shaq gets a
happens?
little out of pocket. Yes.
That's the best part.
Yep.
Out of pocket.
Yeah, out of pocket.
Anu, thank you for the 60 bits. Ever thought of doing a Google translation of an old review script? Maybe for an April Fool's video. That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Rob, what do you think?
We'll have to
Sure.
ask Doug.
I'm gonna say yes. That will probably not happen.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, did you forget to mention that there's no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow night? You know what? I think I've only mentioned it 25 times. Maybe I should mention it like 50. There's no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow night, everybody.
Kingdom Hearts stream.
Doug is still at Redacted. Adam, yes. Undisclosed location. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who were each of your favorite characters in the Suicide Squad movie? For me, it's Peacemaker. That scene where he and Bloodsport have a contest, killing, I don't want to go into spoilers, but a group of people.
It was very funny.
Especially
Yeah,
when
I
he
know
just
what
casually hacks a guy to death.
As he walks
That
past.
movie was actually pretty satisfying. Like, I was good.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be. It's probably because my expectations were so low. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to watch it again, but I liked it.
I really liked them all.
Polka Dot Man. The answer's Polka Dot Man, guys.
I loved
Polka
Ratcatcher
Dot Man
too.
and Rat Girl were both, but I
Ratcatcher too.
liked Peacemaker a lot just because he had my favorite line,
You
which
can't see
was
me.
"I love
And
peace.
went like this.
I love peace more than anything. That's why we'll kill any man, woman, and child to protect it."
Mhm.
Jock's Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what is your favorite first boss in a video game? Mine is the worst physical education instructor ever, Suguru fucking Kamoshida. Jesus Christ, I hate Kamoshida so much! First, that's oddly specific. A first video game boss? I mean, I can tell you, like, just in general, some bosses that I like. I really enjoyed the Mr. Freeze fights in, geez, was that Arkham, no, the Arkham, not City, and it wasn't Asylum. Why can't I think of which one it was? I don't know. The
Laundromat?
I
Yes,
don't know.
Arkham Laundromat. You're right. There it
Arkham
is.
Laundromat.
I really enjoyed that Mr. Freeze fight boss battle. Gosh, I hate the final bosses of Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, but that's also why I love them, because you can literally physically feel the pain of those final boss battles as you do them.
I just
Yeah.
felt the pain of playing Last of Us 2.
I loved Last of Us 2.
That is an intense game.
Yeah.
Disagree to disagree.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, referring back to last week when you said you thought every iteration of Bond was decent except for Moore's, I think you're the only person I've ever heard say that they prefer Lazenby's Bond over Moore's, and all I can say is preach. His movie/run needs to be more than just cult love.
Well, two things. One, I'm not the only one because there's also Brad Jones, who will talk about how great Lazenby is. Two, I just forgot about Lazenby. I didn't even throw him in that list. Because it made you happy, sure. I'll say that was what was going through my mind. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And thank you for the kind words.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you guys seen Bring Me the Head of Charlie Brown?
Huh? No. Is
I've
this a
seen
YouTube
Bring Me the
thing?
Head of John the Baptist. Did Lucy demand his head? Is that how it worked?
Biblical
I
humor here.
have no idea. I have not seen it, sorry.
It's one of those subvertive. It subverts your expectations. Maybe it's Woodstock is the villain and trying to like.
Is this
I
a
don't-
real thing?
Yeah, that's what
I
wanna
assume,
know.
since I know a guy's asked about it, I assume it's a real thing. I
The
assume it
head
is.
Of Charlie Brown.
Is this something that Walter can
the
Google
images you're gonna
without...
get, Walter.
It is a real thing, folks. 1986.
What? What is this?
Well, that's older than I am, so great.
Bring Me the Head of Charlie Brown is a 1986 American animated short film directed by animated by Jim Reardon. It doesn't really say what the story is, but
Great.
He made Wall-E.
Huh. Crazy.
One of the co-writers of Wall-E.
Huh.
1986.
Crazy.
What is this?
That's weird.
That's weird. We got to look into this.
All right.
Yeah. Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. Since I still have dad jokes on the mind from Tuesday, what's everyone's favorite dad joke? I really like, hey, what's Mario's favorite pair of pants? Denim, denim, denim.
Oh, that's great. That's
I
also,
like that one.
I like that one too.
I don't know if I have a favorite dad joke. Give me something, Dad. I'm here with
A
my
moth
dad.
walks into a
Oh,
podiatrist's
that's so awesome.
office.
That's the best.
Jim.
Uh,
Hey, I got one. What's round, white, and lifts weights? An extra strength aspirin.
Ah!
Nice.
No one else has a dad
Oh.
joke?
I don't
what's
have
the,
it.
I have one. What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo?
What?
One's a little lighter.
Ah!
That's
Ah. There it is.
that's probably
I like
my
it.
favorite dad joke.
Lighter. Zippo's a lighter.
Yes.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello all, nice to see the elusive Walter on this chat. Any God of War fans? Think I've watched the new trailer a 1,000 times since it dropped. Can't wait.
You know, I've seen other people play them. I've never played them myself. And my brother-in-law told me, he's like, no, you should get the recent one, God
Yep.
of War. It's delightful. And
It's
whenever
so
he
good.
says something's delightful, that's his code word for it's the greatest thing I've ever played. So yeah, I just picked it up
Oh, you did!
like today. So I'm gonna do that, and then if I like it, I'll obviously do the sequel that's coming out. So yeah.
They're great. I loved the new one. I haven't played any other God of War game besides the new one, but I loved it, and I cannot wait for the sequel.
It helped too. I'm more into Nordic things than I am like Greek mythology, so I'm like, all right, I'll do it for that. Because like I did Assassin's Creed Valhalla too, because I'm just like, all right, I like the Nordic shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Rocky sequel besides the second one is your favorite? The Creed movies count.
Ooh. That's a tough one.
I
I think the first Creed movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Creed. Now, if I'm going for just pure entertainment value, Rocky
Well,
4
okay.
easily.
Right.
That's the most hilarious.
I'm so very excited for the director's cut. You're gonna see it in theaters, Rob. Coming out November 11th.
I might. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's do this, Walter. You and me. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sounds good.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Walter, after Batman the Animated Series is done for Batman, what other Batman series do you want to replace it with? I'm torn between the Batman and Batman Brave and the Bold.
Well, you like Batman Beyond a lot, don't you?
I love
I
Batman.
do like. I mean, if I were to continue it, I'd probably do Batman Beyond. But I mean, like, guys, look, man. We still
He
got
has to sleep.
we got
some
several
point.
years left of Batman and like a couple movies. Like, I definitely want to do, Mask of the Phantasm at some point in Sub-Zero. So I don't know. Like, who knows what's going to be happening in like 3 years when Batman's over? I don't know. So I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But if I were to do another series, it would probably be Batman Beyond.
Adam
It's a
Grunther.
good one.
Oh, sorry, what, Malcolm?
No, I said it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you guys read the Harley Quinn animated series comics? It's a continuation of the show, picks up right after season 2 finale. It's definitely a fun read.
Cool. I got like 1 or 2 episodes left to watch in the second season.
Nice.
It's a fun show,
Yeah, second season not as good as the first, but it was still
Mhm.
funny.
for sure.
Lupin the Third, thank you for the 100 bits. With Fanscription, have you ever thought to make a terrible movie good?
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, we've done it a few times.
Hey, what are you implying, actually? Yeah, we did that. Yeah, Batman Forever.
Ghostbusters 2. You.
Ghostbusters 2, yeah. Return of the Jedi isn't a bad movie, but it does have problems. But yeah, no, we've done that.
Mm-hmm.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for the great Rob Walker. Have you seen Jason Momoa's new suit for Aquaman 2? It has Heather feeling something strong.
Really,
I
Heather?
delivered that, Heather.
I love Jason Momoa. I love Jason Momoa a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not rocking that chub, but we'll see what happens.
It's a stealth suit. Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Allow me to clarify, Walter. Are you still wanting to keep Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze in the Batman and Robin fan Scription? Or have you succumbed to Rob's Stewart demands?
I don't know yet. Like we're gonna cross that bridge later. I've got
I'll say this: Walter's gonna get final say because I took over the Batman Forever one, so I'm like, this should be all him. But that's just my thought is I would go with Patrick Stewart. But
Right. We've gone back and forth, but I don't think Patrick Stewart would be like the worst choice ever or something. I just think if you asked Arnold to be serious, he could have pulled off the role. But,
well, and here's the thing: it's much easier to write for Patrick Stewart. Like this would be a challenge. So if you want to accept the challenge, that's
because it's like
is.
who would we get to voice Arnold like that? Like you can't do that accent without sounding funny. So I don't know how we would write the dialogue. We might just skip over all that.
Make him silent the whole time.
Right.
I don't understand the pain I'm feeling.
Key-Rock, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Walter, Rob, and Heather. How you doing today?
Good.
Great.
Good.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. My previous comment, again, I'm sorry. That was 40 minutes ago. I can't scroll back up and see it.
Oh, no.
I'm really sorry. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. John Wayne or Clint Eastwood? Which Western icon do you like more?
It's Eastwood. There's no question. Who the hell picks John Wayne?
Well, if you're over 60 years old, you pick John Wayne. But I think, Clint Eastwood.
John Wayne.
Given the two.
John Wayne's problem is he's always trying too hard. Eastwood just had it.
You didn't believe him when he played Genghis Khan?
It was a little rough. I was starting to see it. I could see it, but no. Yeah, it was a little rough. But I think what was his real name? His real name was like Marion or something.
Yeah.
So I feel like just trying too hard. Whereas Eastwood, I'm like I just believe it.
Right. I really want to see Cry Macho, the new movie he's got out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Particularly after Eastwood did the whole thing where he's talking to the empty chair at the RNC, I'm just like, oh, he really is just fucking nuts. He doesn't need to try. Like he is gruff and nuts.
Yeah, that's why I love Gran Torino so much because it's pretty much just him.
That's him in his full "get off my lawn."
Yeah, loved it. Love that movie.
It's old man Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome Bomber, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Batman villain would you like to see switch sides and be a hero?
Two-Face.
Yeah. I'd go with Two-Face.
I mean, it would make sense, for his character too.
Yep.
That would be interesting.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Everyone's talking about Jamie as a British musical about a boy who wants to become a drag queen. Oh, I have seen a trailer about that then. I have seen that. Yes.
Wants to become a drag queen?
Yeah, I have seen that.
I haven't seen this.
It's a trailer. But it's coming out, I think, the same weekend, which may be this weekend, as Dear Evan Hansen. I don't know what platform it's on or anything like that, but
interesting.
Yeah.
That is definitely going to be a buzz topic, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your guys' all-time favorite TV pilots? It could be from a great show or a show that totally stinks.
Pilot. It's not a pilot. I was gonna say like The Good Place for that ending, like finale, first season finale, but it's not a pilot.
Yeah.
Lost was pretty good. Thinking back on that.
The first episode of Heroes really had me hooked. I remember being real
I think
hyped on
Arrow
Heroes.
had me with the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard because like a lot of good shows, I don't think back all the way to episode 1. So they're normally not the best episode.
Walking Dead, anybody? I don't watch Walking Dead. Is that a good one?
I haven't watched Walking Dead.
I
Like
have.
the series?
I've watched some of it.
I-
It's the pilot's pretty good, yeah.
That's tough because I feel like a lot of the big twists that keep people interested don't happen till later in the first season, like Game of Thrones and stuff. That was an episode like 9. What happened with Ned Stark?
You know what? Okay, if you watch PBS, I'll say this: the first episode of Downton Abbey had a corpse in it, and it was actually pretty amusing. Like, wow, this is not what I was expecting. So, I guess that's one because I can remember it.
Yeah.
There you go.
We might have to pick up our pace a little bit. We're 45 minutes behind on questions.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it happens. Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. When it comes to gore, what makes you guys the most squeamish? For me, it's anything involving eyes and fingernails.
Oh.
Eyes, fingernails, and junk. And going on between the legs, like I'm just like, no.
Needles. I hate needles.
Eyes and fingernails. That is me.
Yeah, anything to do with like the mouth.
Ooh.
I think anything like mouth related for me. But I get squeamish anyway. I'm kind of homophobic a little bit, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
fingernails for me. Yeah. Also, that scene in Casino Royale where Le Chiffre was had that tied up like rope and was hitting Bond's nuts in between.
Yeah, see, I
there.
told you the junk.
Yeah, the
Oh,
junk.
no.
Any guy in that, all guys in that audience, all at once shifted and were just like, "Argh!"
Oh yeah.
That was rough. I think the fingernails, though, that's kind of a thing that makes me like press all my fingernails and like
Yep.
bite down. Yeah,
It's like no.
yeah.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob and Walter, have you two finished the new He-Man yet? And what did you think of it?
See you later, Jim.
Uh-oh.
Jim's
Jim
out
did-
of
Bye,
that,
Jim.
I've heard things.
Goodbye,
Said bye.
Jim.
I've heard things.
I liked
really
it a lot.
That show. I really like that show. Look, I'm not a huge He-Man person. I watched it when I was very young, but I mean, I thought as just a show, not knowing too much about the lore and all that stuff, I really like that show. So
I'm not a huge
apologizing
He-Man
for it.
person. That's why I'm not watching it.
But it was, I mean, like, it's an interesting twist on stuff. I really enjoyed that show. So, I mean, I want to see what happens in the second half of the season, but the first half I really liked.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Walter and Rob, have you ever wanted to do a fanscription for Harry Potter? What would you want to do with the lore?
What if it really was about? Okay, what if you killed Harry in the middle of it, and then you had Longbottom take over?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Neville.
Rob, I was literally about to say that. I was about to say,
Mhm.
what if the boy who lived was Neville? Yeah, that's what I would do.
Oh.
But I would have Harry in it still, and he's built up. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. And then like movie 3 or 4 or something, right in the middle, you just kill him, and it's just like, well, what now?
That's
Yeah.
bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be one.
Energy Czar, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, have you ever considered uploading these Twitch stream Q&As on YouTube for people who have missed the previous streams? We have, but we're probably not going to do that just because A, you can always come back here and watch the VODs for up to 2 months later. And B, we want to keep them separate because C, there's actually a lot of data that shows if you daily upload just Twitch reruns without any like context or cutting or anything like that, you can actually lose subscribers. There's some data that suggests that that's a thing. So like we're just keeping Twitch its own thing. You know, if you want to
We
watch a
also
past
don't
one,
want-
come to Twitch.
We also don't want any evidence of what happened here.
What happens in Twitch stays in Twitch.
Exactly. I know a guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, we know Doug loves The Straight Story. What about you?
Oh, it's a good movie. I don't know if it's my favorite like it's his, but like I like a lot of Lynch's earlier works too, including Dune. But yeah, no, I think it's a great film.
Farver of Films, thank you for the 100 bits. A bit of fun movie trivia for everyone about the nuke the fridge scene in Crystal Skull. That was from an early draft of Back to the Future where Marty and Doc, then known as the Professor, got to the Nevada nuclear site with the fridge that would take Marty back to the future. Because reasons, Spielberg actually axed this ending because he didn't want kids trying to recreate the scene. Wonder what changed.
I remember hearing something similar to that. I mean, that I know, like the fridge was originally the time machine, but it was in like the back of a truck that Doc carried around and stuff. And you need like a nuclear explosion. Did I say that right?
Mhm.
Nuclear explosion to like set off the flux capacitor or whatever. I mean,
It's pronounced atomic, by the way, Walter.
atomic
Explosion.
explosion. Atomic.
Great.
Is this a thing? Like, did you not say nuclear right?
I
No, but-
didn't.
Anytime
Oh.
anyone says nuclear, I mean, people say
Because
like,
I
"Oh,
said
it's
nuclear instead of nuclear.
right."
Because that's the way it's
No.
spelled. And the
Right.
YouTube comments let me fucking know what a moron I was.
Right. It's
So it's
a
a
little much.
three-syllable word, right?
It's two. It's nuclear.
It's two.
It's nuclear.
Nuclear.
Not
Nuclear.
nuclear.
Oh, so it's a two-syllable word.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
always said
Ah.
nuclear.
I have two, but the internet told me I was very wrong about that.
Fuck 'em.
It was the first time. It was the first time I ever had anyone slide into my DMs and literally told me that they wanted to kill me because I said it wrong. The internet.
We all
The
Oh, you
internet.
finally made it big, at least.
we all have like horrible stories about YouTube comments. I remember like one very early on that was like awful, like a really bad one.
Oh,
The
man.
internet. The internet.
Yeah, we could have our own show just about that.
Honestly.
Birdsy
But
thing.
this,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, but this news has just blown my mind.
Yeah.
Nuclear. Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Nuclear. That
I-
sounds like a brand. Nuclear.
It does. Nuclear.
Nuclear. They're basically like contact solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burnsy, thank you for the 50 bits. Two things. For Canada, losing Norm MacDonald is like losing Leslie Nielsen. Also, while mourning Norm, I saw some videos, including one of a podcast he did in 2016 where he talked about the straight story starring Richard Farnsworth, which is why it got very surreal when I watched the latest 11 Things video from Channel Awesome.
Aw.
Yeah, no, I miss Norm.
Yeah.
He was so great.
Cypher, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, digging the stream, hoping for more fanscription soon.
Yep, you got one
Hey,
coming up at
hey.
the end of this month, and then next month's the big one that we'll talk about soon. Been working on it for a long time.
Whoop, whoop.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Del Toro just dropped the trailer for his latest project, Nightmare Alley. Ooh, the trailer came out? Nice. That's awesome. I saw the pictures, but didn't know the trailer came out. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Idea for Disney zombie fanscription. Captain Hook's hand is alive, kind of like Evil Dead 2, and wants to zombify its old master Captain Hook himself.
Heather,
Boy,
you gotta
that, speaking of hook and fanscription,
oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's a thing. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. We don't want to hype it up quite yet.
Just talking in general, a hook, just a hook.
Mhm.
You know,
Arr.
that's a good idea though, Heather. I really would. I mean, seriously, if you ever want to make it, I will help you. Rob will help you. We'll
I
make.
will. I will make these Photoshop images happen. I can tell you
Yes.
that much.
Mm-hmm.
And do my best impression of whoever the fuck you're gonna have in it.
Yeah.
Flame Reaper Man, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm only repeating this because my first one was long, so I'm worried it was overlooked. No, we answered it. Have any of you seen or heard of Infinity Train? We definitely answered that.
Yeah, we
we
did.
answered that.
And I have not-
We've heard of it, but no one has
I
seen
saw
it all
the
the way
pilot.
through.
I liked it. I have not gotten to the rest of it yet.
Yeah, I don't know much about it at all. Personally.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. One cartoon I recommend checking out is Dave the Barbarian. It's an old Disney cartoon that had Animaniacs level of funny writing. It also includes a character named Twinkle the Marvel Horse, a Pegasus with the voice of Christopher Walken, who explains his dark and disturbing dreams to the characters unprompted after being left in the stable for too long.
I vaguely remember the show.
Vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It got a lot of hype for a little bit. It was pretty popular for like a short amount of time. Like a year and a half, 2 years. It was just like one of the biggest cartoons.
It's Dave the Barbarian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it does ring a bell.
it does sound familiar. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Walter, why hasn't characters like Max Schreck, Bob, Knox, and Vicky Vale haven't been utilized in current Batman comics, movies, and shows?
Well, Batman '89, I think that those characters are back in continuity for people to play with. But, I don't know. It just depends on what hits with audiences because a lot of characters come from the movies, that like they'll
Yeah.
adapt.
Vicky
into
Vale
the
is interesting because
stuff.
that character goes so far back.
Yeah, I figure
That's
this is
like
more of a Rob
early
question anyway. Why do you think, Rob? I feel like this is more in your wheelhouse.
I think part of it is one, was common with 80s and 90s films, especially. No female ends up going more than one movie. Indiana Jones did that. Batman did it. The Dark Knight was the first one that did, and then they fix that in the middle of Dark Knight, The Dark Knight. So I think the Burton one, it's so its own thing that people just associated with that. And the other thing is Burton apparently just did not want to do like a sequel referencing the first movie. So all of that was just ditched on Burton's command.
Right.
So there you go.
Cypher, thank you for the 50 bits. The future knocks. The future. Love that line from the Harley Quinn Batman 89 fanscription. Retro.
Good job, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't remember that line.
Retro Station, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey y'all, anyone thrilled the Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remake? Will they still use the D20 Saga engine, do you think? I'm very excited for Knights of the Old Republic remake. I never got to play Knights of the Old Republic, so I'm pumped for the remake. Let's go.
Still saying Shadows of the Empire. If they ever want to remake that game with Dash Rendar, I'm in. Let's do that.
I'd be in for that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome Bomber, thank you for the 50 bits. Gary Turbo's question condensed. What comic book character would you play in a live-action movie? By the way, I totally see Walter as Bloodshot.
Bloodshot?
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. I don't got the physique for Bloodshot, but
Yeah.
I think with this body, I'm mostly stuck playing Doc Ock, so...
I would like to be Zatanna. That'd be fun. Or Talia.
Oh, okay.
I think at one point I could have pulled off a pretty good Peter Parker, but I don't know about now.
Oh yeah. I'd probably do like Bronze Tiger. We said DC.
Just
Or
any
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 Oh,
comic
any
character.
I think it said
Yeah.
any.
Yeah, any.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Man.
But
I
Bronze
could
Tiger
also
is
do
good.
Thor after he let
Yeah,
himself
I like
go.
Bronze
That's
Tiger.
another one I could do.
Retro
I'd totally go for that too. T'Challa, yeah. I'd love it, but man, that's like an undertaking. That is an undertaking.
Retro Station, thank you for the 50 bits. Shout out to Walter Snyder, Rob's Bra Inspector, and Heather's Jubilee. Love the streams and show. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Thank you. Isn't that Bronze Spectre?
That's what they said, the Bra Inspector.
Hmm.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits.
Oh, I'll take it. I'm now the Bronze Spectre. Hope y'all are ready to get inspected.
Get ready.
I know.
Malcolm, we're starting with you.
All right. I was waiting for this moment.
It's a chart guy spinoff. That's what we need.
There you go.
I know, guys. Thank you for the
Broadway.
50 bits. When it comes to Black Widow, I feel like the only two good things to come out of it were Florence Pugh and David Harbour. Everything else, I was just asking one question: why?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about
Why
a lot.
not
of
10 years
how
ago? It should have come out.
Right. It
Mhm.
should have happened a long time ago. It just feels like it's too late. But there are good things in it. I think the family dynamic is what everyone enjoyed the most. So, like you're saying, Florence Pugh and David Harbour were the best parts.
Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Channel Awesome. How are you guys doing today? I have a question for Walter. Have you played Kingdom Hearts? And if so, your favorite Organization 13 member?
So I have not played Kingdom Hearts. It always looked very interesting to me because it's anime characters with like Disney lore,
Mhm.
but I never actually played it. I've watched a combined maybe 3 minutes of Doug's streams on it. So, I pop in once in a while, but maybe one day if I ever have any kind of downtime ever, maybe I'll try and play some Kingdom Hearts.
He pops in, gets nauseous and looking at Doug, and then pops out.
Malcolm, you've played Kingdom Hearts before, though, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite
I-
Organization 13 member?
Ooh. Man, I really like. Ooh. Like Xemnas, I like him.
Okay.
I really like Axel.
I love Axel.
Or Lee, as he is known now as. There's so many characters.
There are.
And of course, Rox. Well, wait, that's no. I can't. That's like a. Isn't that that's technically
Kind
spoilers?
of, I guess.
Kinda.
I don't know.
Y'all know the lore.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, Xemnas and Axel are definitely up there. And yeah.
Cool. Retro Station, thank you for the 100 bits. He-Man lore is a mile wide and an inch deep. I do like the new show, however. Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. For me, State Farm, Verizon, and USAA are the bane of my existence when it comes to commercial.
Understandable. For right now, it's
Yeah,
for me. It's
I
still
agree.
Liberty Mutual, man.
Liberty Mutual.
Like, how could they of all the like more creative jingles and stuff that really get in your head? The thing that is so out there right now is just saying Liberty 5 times.
What have you got against freedom,
times.
Walter?
4 times.
What have you got against freedom?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know I hated freedom. Maybe that's like the Russians coming in and like they're trying to get in through that to make us hate freedom through the Liberty Mutual jingle. So we're all against that.
Wow.
So
Walter.
if you really want to break it down, I mean, freedom is fun. So,
Walter.
So
Walter.
freedom
Walter.
is fun.
Walter.
Yes.
Liberty.
I die a little on the inside every time.
not so no one's like triggered by ba 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 ba. No.
No.
It's been around for so
No,
long.
I mean it's
True.
dumb, but I'm not triggered by it.
You know what was worse was I love to see you smile, McDonald's. I
Oh,
love to see
yeah.
Oh, I hated from back in the day, food, folks, and fun. I'm like,
Oh,
Ooh.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Sorry, I'm still trying to clip along because we're still 45 minutes behind. Sorry, I'm sorry.
All right, yeah, we gotta move. Yeah. we gotta-
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which car insurance mascots are the most annoying? The Gecko and Camel from Geico, or Flo and the horny talking box from Progressive?
Flo gets on my nerves. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
go with them.
I don't
Yeah,
like
go with them. Yeah.
I mean, Flow's fine to me. It's like they started adding like a whole like
Supporting
commercial, yeah, like a commercial universe, a connective commercial universe,
Right.
like these different people.
Retro Station, thank you for the 50 bits. Marvel disses are just clout chasing. I mean, I don't know if they're clout chasing so much as they're just trying to be like, yes, I am a man of true culture, not Marvel. And it's like, well, Marvel is the culture, so maybe just accept it and move on.
It's true. Like,
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I hate Jake from State Farm. The first time it was funny, but then it just got old and dry. I feel like these people were building him up as an emperor for just some lousy insurance deal.
I think the guy who plays him's fine. I mean, like he's not. It's more like the commercial, the original commercial. It's Jake from State Farm. Like that play got overplayed for sure.
yeah,
Like a good neighbor. They're there.
they're there.
That's not an offensive jingle. Like that's nice. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Like a
Like,
good
yeah.
neighbor, State Farm is watching you from over the fence.
Like a good neighbor, liberty,
Just get out
liberty,
of the shower.
liberty, liberty, liberty.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite anime show of all time?
Dragon Ball Z.
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh man, I mean, for nostalgic purposes, yes, Dragon Ball, you know, DB all the way, except for GT.
Right.
I can't like GT.
Take it to the Grand Tour, Malcolm.
Grand Tour,
The
Grand
Grand
Tour. Dragon Ball GT.
Worst
Like-
thing ever.
Although Blue Velvet kind of slaps, like the original Japanese opening for GT, I kind of liked it.
Sure, anything better than
Then,
American. Yeah.
yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who gave the best and worst performances in WandaVision for you? For me, it's Paul Bettany and Catherine Hahn as the best, and for worst, it's literally everyone, especially those kids.
I don't know. I don't know any of their names. But Vision gave the best for me. I did like Agnes too.
Yeah,
God,
Agatha.
worst. Kat Dennings. That's right. Yeah.
Kat Dennings!
I forgot.
I mean, like a lot of people don't like her acting style. I get it.
As Norm Macdonald would say, box office poison.
Right. I definitely go with best. Is Paul Bettany's Vision was great. Yeah, he was the best. I think just him figuring everything out was awesome. Worst, I don't know if there's a worst. Oh wait, yes. Quicksilver.
Evan Peters, I love Evan Peters.
Yeah,
Not in that
great.
role,
He did
but I
look
just
like
love
he
Evan
was just-
Peters.
It was
Almost
good
like-
casting. He
yeah.
looked like he was shoved on set, like without
Yeah.
any sort of guidance
Yeah.
or clue. Just
It's
like
almost like they
you're in
should've,
this now.
They should have, used him. Actually, used him and the character, but
He's
boner
just kinda
jokes.
there.
Funny jokes.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits, man. Y'all have a couple of WandaVision questions going up here. As much as I didn't like WandaVision, I thought Agatha's song was really good. I love Agatha's song. It's actually on a Spotify playlist I have called Songs That Bop, and it's on there.
It was the best. It was the best thing in the show, hands down. That was like the single moment where I'm like, that was brilliant.
I won't disagree with that. That was pretty cool.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which botched its message about grief more, WandaVision or Signs? As dumb as Signs got, at least they committed to the moving on message. Just saying. I like WandaVision, y'all.
Yeah, no, handled the grief thing very well, in my opinion. Well, like, I thought that was great. Yeah,
I'd say it's a tie. They're both pretty bad.
We disagree with Rob.
Oh, you didn't like WandaVision?
No, don't get him started.
Uh-oh. Well, I haven't seen it yet, so it's interesting hearing all of these different opinions. I've heard mostly good things. Rob, you're like one of the first people, I think, if not the first person to like speak.
Sweet. I'm the first and the bold.
Yeah, interesting.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Anyone else looking forward to Jon Stewart's new show coming out at the end of the year? Only thing that sucks is that I gotta get Apple Plus subscription. Fingers crossed that he does the John Oliver thing and releases it on YouTube, but doubt Apple would allow that.
What is this new show? I've not heard of it.
I think it's a little more serious.
Is it a new show again?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not aware of
I
it.
kind of just read about it in passing, so maybe? I don't know. I don't know enough about it yet.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Oh, Rob, so have you gotten into the anime I recommended that to you that's on Amazon? It's called Now and Then, Here and There. It's a very short anime series, like 12, 13 episodes, and I think it's very underrated.
No, but I'm actually trying to get some friends over to start watching anime again at some point, and I may actually put that show in the lineup. So.
Woo! Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Who are you talking to, Walter? It was Jim.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite channel, Awesome Dad. Retro Station, thank you for the 50 bits. Dead Man on Campus, a PCU. I don't know if I know what that. I'm sorry. I'm not aware of Dead Man on Campus. But
I
cool.
think they were talking we were seeing college movies.
Yeah, college movies 40 minutes ago.
Oh.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which comedy starring a former SNL actor was the worst? Pluto Nash, Jack and Jill, or Master of Disguise?
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Master of Disguise was hilarious to little kids, and as a little kid seeing it, it was funny.
And
probably Jack and Jill and Master of Disguise for me are tied.
Jack and Jill is an abomination.
Yeah, and
both are abominations.
Like, what was the rating for Jack and Jill? Like the
rating was don't see it.
Don't see it, because like I could see Jack and Jill's style of humor appealing to kids, but it's not a kids movie, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that was the thing.
It's not
like
a movie.
Laugh at the impressions.
All right, you know what? Fine, y'all convinced me. It's Jack and Jill.
At least you can laugh at the impressions that Dana Carvey does in Masters of Disguise sometimes.
No, you can't, but let's move on.
Oh, you can. I know you laughed at it, Rob. I'm going to record you next time you watch it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I always thought it was a stupid idea to do a crossover with 21 Jump Street and Men in Black because they don't make sense together. I thought a crossover with X-Files and Men in Black would be much better. What do you think?
It depends on which side you lean into it, with comedy or the more serious side of Men in Black.
That's true.
I would do comedy because the best X-Files episodes are the comedic ones.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Apparently a fight broke out during the finale of Chicago's reopening on Broadway, and I really wish to find out more. I have to know more.
Hey, man, the Cubs and Sox fans, it's a real rivalry. I'm telling you, it's a real rivalry. We don't like each other, okay? It's a real thing.
Chicago's reopening on Broadway, like the musical Chicago.
I know. I was just like, let's
we're digging into it. All right, fine.
I don't care.
It's a Cubs versus Sox thing still.
Pretend that it was in Chicago.
It was on Broadway.
Off Broadway. Yeah.
Sober up.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Finally, a wrestling fan on chat. Walter, I gotta ask, your favorite tag team ever? Hardy Boys for me.
Favorite tag team ever? Oh, come on, man. I don't know. That's too hard of a question. I also love the Hardy Boys as well. We'll just say that for now. Yeah, Hardy Boys.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, the college film with Louis Black that you were talking about is called Accepted.
Thank you.
There it is.
That movie I thought was actually pretty funny.
Talkative.
That's the one.
Oh, sorry. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Who has a better filmography, Christopher Lee or Christopher Lloyd?
Better filmography, it's got to be Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes back to like.
Yeah, though he was in so many films, there's actually probably a lot more garbage than you'd think. But actually, Christopher Lloyd was in some pretty shitty films too. I'll say Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What a strange question. Who's your favorite of the Eminem characters?
I like that orange one. The crispy one. He was like the characters introduced during the crispy era of Eminem.
Right.
I like the
Crispy
yellow
era.
one. He's easygoing, unlike the red one who's neurotic, and then the green one with the sexy legs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I go with the blue one.
Oh yeah, he's just kind of bluesy.
Bluesy.
Alex
Bluesy.
loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Malcolm, what is your favorite character that you've played on the NC and why?
This has varied over the years, but I like playing the devil. That's just fun, being the ruler of all evil. And then what I describe as the Channel Awesome version of myself, just Doug's interpretation of us as ordinary in the Channel Awesome world. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, that was my PC, not yours. Sorry, guys. That was my computer, not yours. It made a noise. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Malcolm, have you checked out a short called Bad Luck Jack? It's based on a comic titled Zoophobia, which is made by the creator of Has Been Hotel.
Oh, interesting. No, I haven't heard of that. I'll have to check it out. Bad Luck Jack?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll look it up.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Malcolm, what are Bill's thoughts on the overall state of the world today?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. I know
So
it's a lot.
profound.
It's
Wow.
a lot to process, but we only have so much time.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Malcolm, what character do you like to play in the NC?
Yeah, I pretty much hit that one, right?
Did your answer change in the last 3 seconds?
The more I think about it, carrot juice could use a little bit of love.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Who do you guys want to play the chameleon in future Tom Holland Spider-Man movies? And what kind of story could you tell with him?
You can do anything because he's a chameleon. You could literally tell any kind of story. Who want to play the chameleon? I mean, Christian
Let's just go
Bale.
with Johnny Depp because he likes to put
Ooh.
on a lot of outfits.
Johnny Depp.
Adam Crumb. What was that?
Yeah, I was agreeing. Like Johnny Depp would be interesting.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite scene from Hot Fuzz? For me, it's the Greater Good scene.
That's probably my favorite, but if I have to think of another one, it's I love like Timothy Dalton's double entendres and like Hin's is like I'm slashing prices, but at the end with the fence or whatever, the spike that he lands on, just this really hurts. It just gets me every time.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, what are your top 5 favorite animes of all time? Also, if you could pilot any mech, which would you pick? I'm gonna tie either the Ava unit, the Escaflowne, or Nervash from Eureka 7. I would pilot the Banshee. Banshee from Gundam Unicorn is just an amazing design. I love the Banshee. Some of my top 5 animes, I guess, are Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, the original Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, and I don't know, maybe something like Trigun?
Yes,
I don't know if
I
it
was
would
waiting
either
for
be
that one.
Trigun or Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know.
those are my top 3 actually: Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, it'd be one of those. Kirak, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm back. Hey, Malcolm, good to see you, buddy. Trust you're well.
Yeah, thanks. I hope you're well as well. Well, yeah, it's good to hear from you.
Letter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Who's psyched for Star Wars Visions next week? Gosh, is that next week already?
Oh,
Also,
crap.
now that Malcolm
yeah,
is
I
here,
wanna see that.
any plans for a return of Black Willy Wonka in the future reviews? I think he's seriously underrated.
yeah, I love playing him. So we'll see. We'll see if he comes back.
You know, if Malcolm behaves himself, we'll see what happens.
I promise to be a good boy.
Jock's Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, if you could rewrite anything in Persona 5, what would it be? I would rewrite the third arc so that Makoto's awakening wouldn't be wasted on Kaneshiro, easily my least favorite villain in the game. Ooh, I honestly would rewrite some of the arcs that I'm in right now, but I don't know how it ends, so I feel like I can't quite say that with confidence, but Moody Morgana was very annoying. I will say that.
Moody Morgana.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Walter, I need your help. Rob has already been helping me get Doug to do a full review on Mask of the Phantasm, and I need the awesome Fanscription tag team to make it happen.
To make Doug do a review of Mask of the Phantasm?
Yes.
You need me and Rob to tag team to get Doug.
Basically, just if you see Doug in the hallway, Walter, just like drop kick him and then beat him with the DVD and just be like, "You're gonna review Mask of the Phantasm. You're gonna review it," and then like leave, but then run back and then kick him one last time and then go and slam the door really comedically.
Hide all the beef jerky from him and tell him he won't get it back until he reviews Mask of the Phantasm.
That's it.
Yeah, he really likes those, huh?
I have Doug's ear, as they say. So I'll tell him to do it, or else.
You have his ear? You keeping it in your pocket, or what?
Yes.
Or else.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather loves Jason Momoa's stealth suit. What are you hiding? Said Heather to Jason Momoa. Yes. You shouldn't hide anything from me, his fake wife. No. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Got the perfect revenge movie for you, Rob, that you can torture Brad with. Extinct, a movie about furry donuts. Yes, furry donuts.
Huh? This kid have a
I like
very
the donut part. The furry, I have questions and concerns.
That was a great Tim Allen impersonation there, Malcolm.
It just comes out sometimes.
Queen sorry.
Go ahead.
Queen Calypson, thank you for the 50 bits. I just found out there's a whole bunch of people who hate CinemaSins because they blame them for movie audiences being too critical.
Yes, because that's never happened before they came along.
Right. No, you can't blame them for that.
I love when people blame us too for the death of like internet movie criticism or something, and I'm just like, man, if we had that power, like, I'll just take it. But I'm like, I have my doubts, like that were that important.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you review the Wayne's World movie? I don't know. We've got Doug's ear,
I like that movie, so.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Who remembered this? From the magic within our hearts to the adventure beyond the horizon, there is only one. Disney.
Is that the Disney announcer guy?
I don't remember that.
Like.
Sorry.
Magic in our hearts. Disney. Yeah, I kind of remember that, I think.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What DC villain would you like to see get a solo origin movie like Joker? For me, it's probably Scarecrow.
Oh, Scarecrow.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
Mad Hatter would be really twisted.
Yeah, that'd be another good one.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze could be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your guys' threshold for anything dark in movies or shows? My line is Death Note. Anything beyond that is too dark for me.
I don't.
Huh. Well, I guess the darkest thing that I most recently saw was something called Devilman Crybaby.
Oh!
And it's kind of, that's pretty dark. I think.
Are we talking anime or?
Yeah, they said anime, right?
Oh,
they
anime?
just said a threshold for anything dark in movies or shows.
Oh, in movies or shows in general. Yeah, I'm kind of done with like slave movies personally.
Sure.
I don't know.
All right, Malcolm. I love that though.
Yeah, personally, and that gets dark in more than one way. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So.
I don't like exploitation movies that don't realize they're exploitation movies.
Yeah.
Like, so that would count, Malcolm, like what you're talking about, because a lot of them they're not self-aware. I'm like, at least if you're self-aware of it, but some of them think they're like trying to say something. I'm like, you're not really.
it just turns into like torture porn, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
why are they like,
I'm not a torture. Like, I guess torture porn would be it. Like, that's a bit like most things you can get really dark for me, but when I just feel like all I'm watching is just torture porn and it's pretty pointless.
Right.
Like, I do like a decent story with my torture porn. Thank you.
right?
I think like dark just for dark's sake, when it just, you know, like let's just make everything miserable and nothing interesting, and I like
no
it's
hope.
yeah.
Oh, Last of Us 2. Sorry.
Well, no, there's like inklings of hope in there.
Yeah.
There's like,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I remember the end of The Wrestler. I was a little let down with, but it makes sense for Darren Aronofsky's, you know, style. It's the same exact ending as in Black Swan, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, I guess like when there's no sense of any kind of hope, I kind of tune out a little bit.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. So how's your day going? Me, I'm just web slinging across buildings, running up skyscrapers and jumping off them, fighting crime, getting roasted by J.K. Simmons. You know, typical New York stuff.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Great.
good.
Love that.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Talk-
Pictures of Spider-Man.
How Doug gets into character as Jonah Jameson.
Pictures of Spider-Man.
I trust my barber.
There needs to be a notification.
Right?
Pictures of Spider-Man.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Another idea for Nostalgia Critic what if idea, what if vampires, where Nostalgia Critic crew gets attacked by vampires.
I love these. You guys should write these.
Yeah.
Send them in.
Hypergirl Jen, thank you for the 50 bits. What if, if we're talking NC what ifs, I once had a story idea for the Princess Diaries 2 review where Hyper and Critic kiss and the crew has to rescue Critic before he gets Stockholm Syndrome. They want their paychecks. I gotta love that. That's fun.
Sure. NC short films. Let's do it.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Stop me if you've heard this. I love Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. Don't remember why, though. Might get it memorized? Yes, that's Axel's catchphrase. Love it.
Yes.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits of the night. Who's your number one cartoon love? My first love was and always will be Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but Fluttershy from MLP is a solid second, or Friendship is Magic is a solid second. Also, in light of last night's video, please let Doug know that I would love for him to do more top 11 videos in the near future. I've missed them terribly.
I think I was one of many who just spontaneously hit puberty when they saw April O'Neil for the first time in the 80s.
I was never attracted to cartoons.
Well, Walter, you're in the minority here.
You guys remember
Two dimensions are the best.
You know what? I do remember this though. Do you remember in Sword in the Stone, like the super sad scene where like Arthur's turned into a squirrel and like he has this little squirrel girlfriend and he has to leave the squirrel girlfriend. She like cries and stuff. I remember feeling so awful for that little squirrel girlfriend. I was like, oh, take her with you or something.
Man, that's bad. When you're pining over a cartoon squirrel.
I was just felt bad. I felt
we
so
all
bad.
felt bad for Simba. We all felt bad for Mufasa.
Yeah.
True.
You know?
I always loved the boys in Gundam Wing. That was my first like, oh, hello, anime boys. You are beautiful. Also, I think we need a hashtag waifu for Walter.
Squirrel waifu.
Yes.
What is a waifu?
It's like your anime wife.
Yeah, or husbando.
Yes, I have a lot of husbandos.
It's like a typhoon, only with marriage. It's a waifu.
Yeah, like a lot of people would call, like, you know, Fox from Star Fox a husbando. Yeah,
okay.
but, you know, we don't have to dip into that territory.
I would just call it hot.
Okay, we might have to do super speed because there's only about 5 more minutes left to stream and we're like 10 minutes behind. Matthew Paul, thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of commercial jingles, I remember Doug and Rob's dad Barney saying how much he hated the Cars for Kids commercials. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Those are terrible as well.
Today? Yeah, it's garbage. I hate it.
Kirak, thank you for the 100 bits. So to all of you, including Heather, have any of you seen Bill and Ted Face the Music? And if so, what did you think? Me personally, I didn't hate it, but it's not as good as the first two.
Yes, I
did. Yeah, I did. I liked it. I agree. Not as good as the first two.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, same.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. For the next C2E2, I kind of want to see if Heather dares to come dressed as Stormfront. You know what? That's okay. I don't want to be a literal Nazi. Kirak, thank you for the 100 bits. And To Rob, just curious, have you seen the movie Near Dark?
No, I have not.
Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm starting Demon Slayer once the stream is over. Should I commit to the dub or the sub?
I watched it with the sub. I haven't seen the dub, so I couldn't tell you.
The dub is pretty serviceable. They do a good job. A lot of anime these days get a pretty decent English dub if it gets dubbed at all. Usually it's either dubbed really well or not dubbed.
True.
Yeah.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Who's hyped for Rogers the Musical? No, wait, Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye. Who's hyped for that?
I'm excited to see Hawkeye. Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Have Malcolm or Walter played Persona 5?
No.
I've played it, I've experienced it, vicariously through other people playing it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the story a lot.
The music slaps too.
Yeah.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. I personally think Johnny Depp could have replaced Heath Ledger as Joker.
I think there would have been a giant backlash against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked.
I agree. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Not going to make you feel old, but creepy crawlers are back. Who remembers that toy line?
Wow, those are actually back? Wait, they're back?
Apparently.
No,
Wow.
they aren't.
I
They're lying.
loved them. I had a
Yeah,
creepy
it's
crawlers
not.
machine, and I like bugs.
Mine is a happy god and just god if they're back.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits of the night. As perfect as the newest God of War was, I strongly suggest playing through the original 1 through 3 because it will elevate lots of parts of the story in the 4th, and I think you can add all 3 together and wouldn't get half of the playtime as 4 alone. Happy playing, Rob. Looking forward to pestering you on your thoughts later.
I don't have the time, but thanks for the thought. I'm gonna start with 4.
I didn't play 1 through 3, and I still loved God of War.
I watched enough people play 1 through 3 that I got the gist. So.
Fish, thank you for the 50 bits. Referring back to earlier, does this mean you don't like On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Rob?
It's fine. It's fine. Talk to Brad. He adores that movie. So.
Luke the Boss, thank you for the 50 bits. Slaves movies must confuse the fuck out of racists, because on one hand, they don't like that America's awful past is being brought up, but at the same time, they're probably like, the good old days. Fuck racists, by the way.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel. I'm like, man, they like really, like certain movies within this genre, they really kind of like capture this like cinematic viewpoint of like horrendous torture. And it's like, man, yeah, it's like the lighting is amazing in this shot, but oh my God. Yeah, so yeah, it's not great. It's like certain scenes I feel like, you know, I don't know. It's just like how I feel in my artistic responsibility when it comes to creating certain things.
Well, we can all unite around the fuck racist part.
Oh,
Oh, yes,
100%.
Yeah, we're all good. I just love. Oh yeah, 100%.
There's absolutely no doubt there.
Yeah.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Last bits for the night. Thank you, Heather, Rob, Walter, Malcolm, for being awesome. Thanks for doing the stream, too. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Lake the Nothing, thank you for the 50 bits. Can't think of a question, but I always like to say hello. Hope y'all are having a good night.
Thanks a
You
lot.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And with a minute to spare, we have finished the bit messages.
Woo!
All right.
Woo!
Now, I have a question.
Oh.
Didn't they make like an edible version of these creepy crawlers, or am I?
They did. They definitely
Yeah,
did.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
at
They
some
were
point
like
I think they did.
creepy crawlers gummies or something.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crawlers.
I didn't
They
know
showed
that.
the kid like eating it like in the
Yeah,
commercial.
they definitely had creepy crawlers where like eating the worms or scorpions or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like Hypergirl Jen. Anything's edible if you just eat it.
It does say it's not
True.
toxic, so you know.
That's true. That's true. We might have time for this one, like a couple of highlighted, but we'll see. Have you guys watched Hunter x Hunter? Lord R. Wolfen asks. And if so, what are your thoughts? Also, it's the reason why I missed last week's stream.
No, but
I-
I've seen Gun X Sword. That has an X in it.
I have seen. I started Hunter x Hunter, but I need to continue it. It's pretty interesting. It's got that great shonen feel, except with hunters. And in this world, hunters have a significant standing. It's interesting. I want to continue it.
J-Star says, with Star Wars Visions coming out next week, which Japanese studio are you looking forward to seeing? I did not look up which studios are a part of it.
Yeah, I didn't look up the studio, so I'd rather go in blind, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the different styles, which is what I like about some of those, like Animatrix, Batman. What was the one that came out with Dark Knight? I forget.
Gotham Knight.
Gotham Knight. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
thank you. Yeah, I like them. I'm excited for Visions. I'm excited to see what's going. All right, and last one, Malcolm. Any chance we can see more of Bill in the future?
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I mean, we'll see.
It's been a
is
while,
up
huh?
to the writers that be. Yeah, it's been a while though.
Mhm.
I mean, we referenced him in the one of the recent review videos.
Bill is like seasoning. We just a little here or there, just to coax out some flavor. Also coke out some flavor.
Who knows with Bill?
Yeah, he's always around, watching.
He's in all our hearts.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed having some special guests instead of just Doug and Rob. No.
Hey, I get the Doug part at least.
You're like, but I'm right here, Heather. See, you know what it is?
I'm still here. I can hear you.
This week we're the same size, so I'm just ready to scrap, I guess. On the screen, we're actually the same size. There's no huge Rob, so I guess I'm just ready to scrap. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, like I mentioned many times this stream, there's no Kingdom Hearts stream tomorrow, but Malcolm will be here tomorrow, right? At 1 o'clock
Yes.
Central Time. He's continuing playing Yakuza Like a Dragon?
Yeah,
Yes? No?
like a
Maybe
dragon.
so?
Mhm.
All right.
We're hunting Sujaman, as they described it.
Oh, great. Fun. Love that for you. Saturday, we've got awesome comics and coffee. And then Monday, we start the cycle all over again. We got content here 6 days a week. You know the drill. Either you're here or you're not. And if you're not here, you're not cool. So just come back and hang out with us, okay? God.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it. But I hope you all have a wonderful evening and a great weekend if we don't see you tomorrow or Saturday. Take care. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Thanks for playing. Bye-bye.